Littering is still one of my worst pet peeves. Probably because I'd have to pick up trash with one of those litter sticks whenever I volunteered with Mom. Do people have any idea how annoying it is to pick up 50 energy bar wrappers in a row?
What the... Who left this here?
Image.
IMAGE.
Good. Spooky.
SPOOKY.
Right. Mistook.
MISTUK.
Try again.
Oh, MISTOOK.
Very nice. That's all of them. I think you're ready for your quiz. Crab, sit. I fed you already.
Mommy, is it true you didn't always know how to read?
Well, none of us are born knowing how to read.
Yes, but I mean, you didn't know how until you were older.
Who told you that?
Daddy mentioned it.
He was right. I had a learning disability when I was younger.
Like dyslexia?
Yes, but worse.
And no one gave you special help?
No. Not where I was from.
Where are you from?
Merle, I have to tell you something sad, okay?
What?
Crab died while you were at school today.
Crab died?
Yes. He had a heart attack while I was taking him out for a walk. He died very fast, not much pain. I'm so sorry, love.
What happens to dogs when they die?
What do you think happens?
No, I asked you.
Well, what I think happens to every living creature when it dies is that its energy flows into something else natural. A nest of baby birds that are hatching, for example, or a summer storm. Maybe even part of a new person.
Well, I think Crab is a cloud now, and you would like that. Mommy, why do you have a bag in the back of the car?
Because I'm going somewhere after I drop you off at school.
Oh, is that because it's almost summer?
Yes.
So you're going to go away for a while again?
Yes.
Where do you go every year?
Just north.
Like, how north? Washington, D.C., New York City, or all the way to Canada?
The North Pole, sweetie. Past Canada all the way to the North Pole.
You're making a joke.
Yes.
Does Daddy know you're leaving?
No, I haven't told him.
Oh, then I will.
Ask for a ride home from one of your friends, okay?
Okay.
You're not supposed to be out here by yourself.
I was bored, though. No one wanted to do anything with me.
You could have asked me. I would have played with you.
Except you're the worst at soccer. You can't even kick the ball right.
I won't disagree with you there.
Whatever. I kinda like practicing by myself anyway. Then I can do whatever I want.
As long as you're safe practicing by yourself. So... are you ready for your next swim meet?
Duh! We're gonna kick the other team's butts! I'm gonna be and then they'll be like... After all, they don't call me Sharknado for nothing.
They call you Sharknado?
Yeah, it's my team nickname. I picked it after that movie. You know, the one with the sharks and a tornado.
Who let you watch Sharknado?
Vi did, while she was babysitting once. Vi lets me watch all the cool movies, like The Sixth Sense, which Vi says was made by Mr. M.
You know, I used to be just as good as you on the swim team.
Yeah, I've seen your ribbons and stuff. How come you don't do swim team anymore?
Oh, I don't know. I'm more interested in other things now. Books. School.
But I'm interested in other things. Soccer, dancing, music. Does that mean I won't want to swim when I'm older?
No, Merle. Of course you might still swim. It's all up to you. You get to do whatever you want to keep doing. Maybe all those things, maybe none. Sometimes you just see things differently as you get older.
Oh, okay. Is it like how you used to be able to hear birds talking, but now you can't?
I think it is like that. I wish I could still hear them. What do they tell you?
Little things, mostly. Chickadees talk about the weather, whether it's going to rain or not. Ducks talk about people food and whether anyone will feed them, and where they'll get it. Sometimes I hear owls at night. The owls go hoo hoo, but what they're really talking about is hunting. Seeing a mouse and swooping down, and bam! They make it sound so yummy.
Yes. I remember. Do you remember what today is?
Today? It's the first day of the new year. Why? Did I have chores to do today?
Don't you remember? Mom has been gone for a year now.
Oh,
Are you okay?
yeah. I didn't forget. Not having a mom anymore is weird.
What do you think happened to her? Merle?
The birds say things. Maybe she...
Maybe she what?
Sometimes I see her. By the shore. Here, at the park.
That can't be possible. Someone else would have seen her too.
But I saw her! I did!
Explain to me what you mean.
You know how there are always swans swimming near the beach here? Well, she's one of them.
You mean she's actually a swan?
Yup.
I got that sense too. They look like her. The swans, I mean.
Yes, they're so graceful and they have such pretty necks. I'm glad you understand.
I am too. Do you think she'll ever come back?
Duh.
I want to believe she'll come back too.
Then just believe it. I do.
You're recording conversations with Mom?
What?
I found the recorder over in the playground, and I listened to some of what was on it.
So, what'd you think?
I was so happy to hear her voice.
I'm happy too, whenever I listen to it. I I close my eyes and pretend she's right next to me.
Yes. It's not so hard to do. Why did you leave the recorder over at the playground?
I was listening to it earlier before I was practicing, and I guess I dropped it on the ground by accident.
You should be more careful with your stuff.
I know. It was a mistake.
Were you just recording Mom?
Of course not. I recorded everyone. It was fun. I got to feel like a spy. Then I'd play back the conversations later and pretend like I was looking through the evidence so I could catch people.
Catch them at what?
Treason, murder, being unfair, and forgetting to put a brownie in my lunch for school. Anything.
But Mom's was the only voice on there.
I deleted most of the recordings after a while. I just kept a few. The ones I liked listening to a lot.
How long have you been doing this?
I don't know. 2 years, maybe? I got it for Christmas.
And nobody ever noticed that you were recording them?
Nope. Because it looks like a flash drive, and it's so little I can just put it in my pocket.
About that first recording, the one where Mom was helping you with your spelling, did she ever tell you where she was from?
Nope.
I asked her once if she had any family left. If we had grandparents on her side and if they lived somewhere. She said... she was raised by her mother in a little town in New Hampshire. And her mother died of cancer when Mom was 20.
She never told me that.
I don't think she was telling the truth anyway. Didn't you think it was weird that Mom would leave and go somewhere else every summer and not tell us before she was going to go?
I just thought it was normal, that everybody's mommy did that sometimes. Then I started talking about it with my friends, and I realized that only ours did it.
Maybe she was visiting someone she didn't want us to know about. Could have been another man.
Don't say that! She wouldn't do that.
People have affairs all the time. She's just human, and Dad's not the easiest guy to be with.
Still, I don't even want to think about Mommy and Daddy doing things. So I definitely don't want to think about Mommy and some stranger.
I'm going to go, okay? But I'll come talk to you again later. All the teams in the local kids' soccer league are named after birds. Merle's is the pocket-sized pelicans. They should fire whichever coach picked that name. I wonder where this came from. How far it traveled to get here.
I wonder what it would have been like to be the first people to see this shore. And what was the weather like? Cold and gray like today? Or green and easy and full of promise? Dad said that it used to be a lot.
Merle's right. One of them is a lot closer.
Dad told me that every year, the swans migrate from the high tundra on the northernmost shores of North America all the way to here. It's about 4,000 miles. There's so much better traveled than anyone realizes. It's incredible what animals are capable of when they migrate, like monarch butterflies. I heard that they fly over the Great Lakes because there used to be a mountain there, and they remember the mountain, even though it's not there anymore. She disappeared? Maybe it's worth asking around about her. Dad might think it's weird if I ask, and Violet and Merle probably wouldn't know anything. But Gus might know.
Hi, Lena. It's Sasha. I figured I should call back once I'd gotten everything straightened out at home, but I guess you didn't hear your phone ringing. Anyway, I just wanted to apologize for dumping all that on you. I know we haven't had any chances to talk since you went to go live with your uncle, and I didn't know if you'd even want to talk to me since I came out pretty hard against your dad from the beginning. But maybe now you understand why. When I heard that all of you were leaving your aunts and uncles' houses to go back to living with Robert, that was when I should have said something to you. About me being afraid for you all, I mean. Even so, it would take a lot to change my mind about the kind of guy your dad is, but I didn't mean to say he definitely killed your mom. I know the charges were dropped, I get this guilty feeling from him. We'll talk again soon, I hope, but just know that you're always welcome in my house, Lena. You have friends in this town.
Hey Gus, got a question for you. Do you know anything about Bernadette Simmons?
Bernadette Simmons. That name sounds familiar, but... Can you tell me some more?
She was Henry Simmons' wife.
Oh, her. Yeah, now I remember. The beach at the park is named after her, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, yeah. I do know a little. I checked a book on Avon County history out of the library last year. Did you know that in 1869, crabs rained out of the sky?
Seriously?
They'd been swept up by a freak tornado, then deposited on the town. The book said that everybody thought it was the apocalypse. Raining blue crabs. Anyway, Bernadette Simmons. Henry Simmons married her after he'd gotten rich and started building Tintagel. He just showed up one day with her and was all, "This is my wife, everybody!" Which was weird because no one could figure out where she was from. You'd think Henry Simmons would marry a Rockefeller cousin or something, but no. He married Bernadette. Apparently, people in Abbott's Landing started thinking that she was a witch from New Orleans because she was so strange, and she had a bunch of miscarriages. Then, she just disappeared. The case was never solved.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
A little, I guess. Why'd you want to know?
I saw Bernadette's name on that sign on the beach while I was out walking earlier.
Yeah, I know the one. You had never been curious enough to look it up before?
I am a busy girl, my darling brother.
But you never... Okay. You're right. You are busy. I'm not, though. So I don't mind being your encyclopedia.
Good. I wouldn't want anybody else to be my encyclopedia. Alright, that's all I wanted to know. You wouldn't happen to know anything about a diary of Dad's floating around here, would you?
Diary? What? No.
I'd really like to have a look at it, Gus. If you do have it.
Well, I don't. I didn't even know Dad kept a diary.
Gus, please.
Oh, all right. Look under my bed. There are some pages there. You can read them, but give them back when you're done.
Where did you find them?
They were in Dad's briefcase. And they looked interesting, so I took them. Are you going to tell him?
No, but I bet he's worried about where his papers went.
Well, yes, he probably is. But I wanted to see if I could understand him better. Mostly I just found research papers he was planning on reading, but this helps me understand who Dad is. Then I can analyze his motives.
His motives for... Oh, never mind, I'll just read it. Thanks for telling me, Gus. I appreciate it.
No problem. Amateur detectives always help each other out, right?
I'll talk to you in a little bit. There it is. You were looking for this, right?
You found my phone? Oh, thank God. I was afraid I dropped it down the sink again, or that I... Wait. Where did you find this?
It was under the kitchen table.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember sitting down there in the last few days, but I guess I could have. Are you sure that's where you found it?
No, it's not.
Where did you really get it?
It was out in Willow Creek Park.
I was afraid of that. Why were you out there? It's frigid today. Never mind that. Just tell me. Did you look at the text messages?
No.
Okay. Good.
You sound unsure.
There were just some texts on there that might have looked... Well, never mind.
Yeah.
So you did look. Why?
I wanted to make sure the phone was yours.
You figured that out quickly, I'll surmise.
I mean, there are 2 texts from me, which I remember writing. Who is Sarika Bakshi?
She's my co-worker in the lab. Sarika's a bit of a hard-ass.
Dad!
I mean, difficult to work with.
Why were you texting Sasha Williamson?
She texted me first.
Were you visiting the memorial wall again?
I was. But I just wanted to see what everyone was saying about her, what they were leaving on the wall. What do you think when you look at it? The wall, I mean.
I feel this deep, aching sadness. Like a hole's been torn open inside me.
There are times every morning when I feel that way. When I'm waking up and I realize what's real and what's not. Anyway, I'm sorry you saw those texts. 1, because Sasha doesn't think highly of me, as you probably noticed. 2, because she texts like a middle school girl.
Did you ever talk with that reporter?
That Johnson woman? No, of course not. Someone else must have done it, although I don't know who.
Did you get to have a drink with Jack?
I wish I had been able to. I'm far too busy for that kind of thing. I haven't seen Jack in, 6 months.
You could make an effort. He misses you, Dad.
I'm no fun to pal around with anymore.
Well, there's your phone back, then. Glad I could return it to its rightful owner.
I am too. Imagine the field day that Johnson woman would have if she got a hold of this.
I'll let you get back to work. When I won the Jefferson Book Award last year, UVA gave me the Quotable Jefferson. It's like a magic 8-ball, but with Thomas Jefferson. Open it up to a random page, and instead of outlook good or not likely, you get, "Our liberty can never be safe but in the hands of the people themselves." Nifty, right?
Great blue heron. Scientific name, Ardea Herodias. You know what's strange? The Herodias was the wife of Herod, mother of Salome, the one who asked for John the Baptist's head on a platter. Why do people always link birds and strange women?
There are still bloodstains. This is Gandalf. Sometimes I imagine the trains that ran over those tracks. I think about all the places they went with their freight cars full of frozen fish. How many people ate striped bass from Abbott's Landing and didn't ever know it?
Vi and I found this place when I was 14 and she was 13. We thought we'd discovered our own little world. Until we realized that all the older teenagers came here to smoke. Still, we stayed away from them for the most part.
It's Merle's birthday in 2 weeks. Maybe Vi and I should bring her out here as a present. We were so lucky to find this. No one else ever hangs out on this side of Pillar, so we can pretty much put whatever we want here. And besides, we never leave anything valuable.
Hey, stop pawing through my stuff.
Hey, can I look at the papers you hid next to your sweatshirt?
Those? Why?
I'm looking for parts of Dad's old diary.
Oh. So you found parts of it lying around too? Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I found these papers tucked into one of the academic journals he was reading. He left it right out in the living room, so seems like any of us could read it now if we wanted to. There's some weird shit in there, though. I hope you're prepared for what you find.
Yeah, I know.
I know Dad was planning on running errands this afternoon. Maybe now would be a good time to see if I can poke around his office.
In our middle school science classroom, I've brought Jacob here a few times. I haven't told Vi yet, though. Not sure how she'd react.
Hey, Vi. I came out here to be alone.
You don't have to be alone, though.
Yeah. Okay, dear Abby.
No, I mean it. I wanted to check on you. Not because you can't handle it, but just to see.
Well, no one else was going to check on me. So, thanks.
Did you see the paper this morning?
I'm not blind. Of course I saw it. And I read it against my better judgment. What did you think?
I wish the media would stop harping on us. There's no new information, so what's the point? At least there aren't news trucks parked outside anymore.
Jesus, I know. I guess I'm glad they remember that she's still missing, but we're not zoo animals.
Maybe if she's still around, maybe she doesn't want to be found.
Maybe she just got tired of us.
It's not that she got tired of us. More like something else was calling her away.
A mourning dove.
How do you know?
I remember it. From that book Dad gave me for my 8th birthday, remember? It had a CD to go along with it, with samples of songs from all kinds of North American birds. Chickadee, cedar waxwing, northern pintail, barn owl, mourning dove.
I do remember that thing. We were obsessed. I was always so mad that you didn't let me listen to the CD whenever I wanted.
It was something I had that you didn't. Not too surprising when you think about it. Do you remember how we used to think we could understand the birds?
Of course I do. We'd spend hours out here listening in on conversations. Or we thought we did anyway.
Remember the pair of great horned owls that lived out here? They were hilarious. We thought they were such a hoot.
Wait, shit, that was such an awful pun.
So, how's your boyfriend?
Jacob is not my boyfriend.
Then how come you turn all red whenever I say his name?
Because you're putting me on the spot.
Okay, sorry for teasing. I know you and Jacob have been friends for the longest time, but you went to homecoming together, right? And didn't you all go on a date right before Christmas break started?
We did. It wasn't much. We just went to the Dairy Queen on Main Street and then walked around looking at the Christmas lights. I had a lot of fun.
So? Do you like him?
I do. But I don't know if I want to lose his friendship.
Good point. Keep me updated, okay? I live vicariously through you.
Oh, please. It's the other way around.
Yeah, well, a girl's gotta have a little fun, right?
How long have you been keeping these watercolors?
I've been stashing them away ever since Mom disappeared. You know how it was. She would leave them everywhere, so I just started picking them up. One from the living room, one from her bedside table, one from the volunteer desk at the park. They're really bad about locking that door, by the way.
I didn't realize you liked her paintings.
Yeah, well, it's not so much that I'm an art freak. More that I like touching this paper and knowing that she touched it, too. It reminds me of her. I know, that's sentimental of me.
Well...
Oh, shut up.
Why do you keep them out here? Doesn't the weather trash them?
I keep them in that hollow so they don't fall apart, but yes, a little bit. You can see where the water damage is. I actually prefer it that way, though. The environment is leaving its mark on her work. Complicating it. Deepening it, I think.
That's actually sort of beautiful.
Oh, come on. Don't go getting all daydreamy on me. I'm just doing it because it feels right. So, which one is your favorite?
I like the coffee mug and flowers.
I thought you might. So, are you gonna give them back now, or what?
Can't we share them?
Well, I guess. Here. You hold on to them for now. You seem pretty unsettled today.
I found this.
You went through my drawers? You bitch!
You know you shouldn't be doing this.
Just like you probably knew you shouldn't have taken my shit without my permission. But that didn't stop you.
They're not the same.
God! Would you get off your high horse?
Okay, let's try this again. I didn't want to make you angry, and I'm not going to tell anyone or try to get you punished. I'm just worried about you.
All right. I appreciate that. But before I say anything else, will you tell me why you were snooping through my stuff?
I was looking for answers about Mom.
And you thought you'd find those in my desk because...
They could be anywhere.
You're crazy. Joking. Mostly.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think you get that. Are we good now? Will you tell me how you managed to get your hands on this?
Yeah, we're good. Sorry, I wasn't really angry, just surprised. My friend Sophie's older brother bought it for me. He charged me $30. It probably wasn't worth that much, but I wanted some.
You just wanted some because...
Say whatever you want, but I like the feeling of being buzzed. It takes the edge off all the other things I'm thinking. And when I play the violin that way, I sound different. freer.
When did you start doing this?
The consumption of illegal substances thing, you mean? Sophie first let me try a few beers last March, but I didn't like them very much. Then one night, we were out in the park last summer. Maddie pulled a water bottle of vodka out of her bag. It was disgusting. We didn't realize we were supposed to mix it with anything, but man, that feeling, that hot burn on the back of the throat. I liked that. After that, we figured out that Sophie's brother would slip us stuff if we were nice to him. He's an asshole with a disgusting neck beard, but he's a 21-year-old asshole. So, you know, beggars can't be choosers, as Dad always says.
Are you being careful?
You mean, am I binge drinking every night?
Well,
don't you think you would have noticed? I'm not an alcoholic.
Just be careful.
So you want a drink? Come on, let's toast.
Why not?
That's the spirit. To illegal activities and dysfunctional families. Oh, and the Bonzo Sisterhood, whatever.
Hey, Violet. Would you know anything about how to get into Dad's office?
Look, I can't just tell you how to break in. That goes against my principles.
Your principles?
Yeah. Honor among thieves. Or something. Go talk to Merle about it, okay?
I'll talk to you later, okay?